Will this be the last go-around for Mike Norvell? Welcome to the Voice of College Football, FSU. Please join us live every Wednesday, 6 Eastern Time. It's a great time. Jason Parker, Logan Robinson, James Coleman, and we do it up every Wednesday again, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Florida State Talk. Bring your comments and questions. All right, my record projection for Florida State football. Here we go. Mike Norvell's 3-6, 5-7 added up. It's not been good football. Of course, Willie Taggart before that, not a winning season for FSU since 2017, 7-6. That's not the standard. Not a real standard season for FSU football since going back to 2016 in an Orange Bowl win, top 10 finish that season at 10-3, and a win again in the postseason over Michigan. Let's get to the prospects. Duquesne has to be a win, of course, but of course FSU lost to Jacksonville State last year, but at home to open in week 0. Then it's off to New Orleans to take on LSU in a neutral site game. It's not, but LSU will return to Orlando to take on FSU later. But that's a Sunday night game the nation will be watching. Huge game for Norvell and the boys to get going off to the right start. At Louisville, the Cardinals have been tough in recent years on FSU. Florida State is 2-4 against the Cardinals the last 6 meetings after winning 14 of the first 16 in the series. That's a Friday night game. And Florida State's got some room there to work on the mishaps against LSU and get ready for Louisville with 12 days off before the Friday night game on the road. Then it's Boston College, Wake Forest, NC State. A lot of tricky games here, a lot of difficult teams, not great teams by any stretch, but there's a handful of teams on this schedule, really a lot of teams, more than you will see on most schedules, that are in that same range of play, that same performance talent range as Florida State. And there you see basically 4 straight to various degrees with Louisville, BC, Wake Forest, NC State. Wake Forest has defeated Florida State 2 consecutive times after Florida State led the series 30-6 on October 1st. We don't expect Sam Hartman to be back. We hope that he will, but Florida State will probably miss facing one of the best quarterbacks in college football, 50 total touchdowns last year. Florida State at NC State. NC State, the chic pick in the ACC this year, have won 2 straight over Florida State. That's a trend. October 15th. All right. Clemson has whacked Florida State in recent years. However, the Noles played them tough in Death Valley last year. Clemson's won 6 straight. Big game October 15th. Week off for Georgia Tech. Florida State, that's a must-win. Got to beat one of the worst teams in the ACC. Jeff Collins fighting for his job. And then the month of November includes dates at Miami. Of course, the Noles broke a 3-game losing streak on 4th and 14 last year. Then November 12th at Syracuse. Florida State barely won that game at home by a field goal. Close game against Syracuse, so don't look past the orange in the Carrier Dome. Louisiana's a difficult game. Florida State's got the most difficult schedule in the ACC by far. They've got Florida and LSU non-conference. They've also got Louisiana, one of the best group of 5 teams last year under Billy Napier, coming off 12-1 with a new head coach, of course. Florida is the finale, as always. The Gators snuck by the Noles in a close game this past season, and that game, of course, played Thanksgiving weekend. Again, toughest schedule in the ACC. Sorry, Mike Norvell, that's what you have to play against to try to keep your job. I'm thinking 8-4 is what Mike Norvell needs to do to keep his job for sure. 5-7 probably sends him out. 6-6, 7-5, it would depend on how competitive the team is in the big games. NC State, Clemson, Florida, LSU, etc. How well are they competitive in the losses? Are they showing improvement that they can play with those teams? They just didn't get the job done late. So that's the 6-6, 7-5, plus the recruiting. That's going to break the tie, I believe, is probably what the administration will be looking at the end of the season. Where do we stand? In that gray area. Here you go. 50-50 games are all over the place. Again, toughest schedule in the ACC with the 3 difficult non-conference games. Florida State goes 6-6, 4-4 in the ACC. That's my record projection for the Noles. It's an upgrade. The first non-losing season in forever, depending on what they do in the bowl game. Your thoughts down below. Leave your record prediction down below, FSU and other fans. For Mike Norvell and Florida State, right here at the Voice of College Football. And don't forget, live Wednesday, every Wednesday at 6 Eastern, FSU Live. See you then.